This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Everybody is aware of the threats, the dangers of artificial intelligence. I'm not the only one that talks about it. There's many channels that talk in great detail about transhumanism and the AI agenda. I try to cover as many things as I can, but it's certainly not a topic that I am fully well versed in knowledge and understanding, so I don't go over the top and talk about it. Obviously, there's channels like Nicholson 1968 that talk about AI all the time and talk about transhumanism and the stuff that they plan to do with our DNA. This is absolutely frightening. And I've been talking about even some stuff that's come out this week, the last couple weeks, the last couple months, including creating an AI god, and people are okay with this. I mean, this is scary, scary, scary stuff. And now I'm reading about this AI that analyzes your genome, that Google has developed an AI that will analyze your genome. This is getting them closer and closer, not just to creating, what they believe is a perfect transhuman race of people, manipulating people's DNA, people taking the mark, people taking the chip, all of this stuff going on. It's just getting closer and closer to it actually happening because the technology is already there. And once the technology is in place, then it just comes down to how do they convince people that it's in their best interest? Well, what have we seen, right, over the years? Why do you think they push superheroes so much? Every month or two, a movie about a superhero, right? Asking you, what superpower do you want? What superhero would you like to be? Calling these stupid superheroes heroes and godlike people who have these godlike abilities. They've planted seeds with things like that for a long time. And now all they have to do is come through and say, listen, you can be your own superhero. You can have, whatever ability you want. Just let us manipulate your DNA. Let us create this super hybrid race that they believe they will create. And also this superhuman hybrid race that they believe can defeat God on Judgment Day. Now, look at this and tell me that this is normal, that this is, stuff that people want to, this is for the betterment of society. Tell me how that is possible. Well, I'll tell you how they claim it's possible, because they're going to say stuff like this is going to cure cancer by being able to manipulate your DNA sequencing and all that stuff, that there won't be diseases anymore, right? And people go, yes, please. They don't realize that these diseases that they've created, they already have the cures for it, and they're the ones creating it by dumping stuff like aluminum on us every single day from the skies. Google's released an open source artificial intelligence tool that could help researchers turn vast amounts of DNA sequencing data into life-saving therapies and technology. So that's how they'll brand this, right? Life-saving therapies, life-saving technology, superhuman, right? You'll be like your own computer. You won't have to Google search. You could do it yourself in your head. I mean, it's insane. It says it's been over a decade since the Human Genome Project, and in the years since, scientists have become quite efficient at sequencing DNA. Entire genomes can now be sequenced at incredible speeds, but sorting through nucleotides and creating hypotheses about their role remains guesswork. This week, Google released a new tool that aims to use AI and machine learning techniques to begin to bridge that gap, helping scientists build a more accurate picture of the human genome from sequencing data. Now they're saying, oh, this is going to be great. They're going to have a more accurate picture. This is to manipulate DNA. Manipulate strands of DNA. This is transhumanism. This is transhumanism agenda. The new tool known as DeepVariant was designed to help turn high sequencing readouts into a more precise picture of the full human genome. Through a process that automatically identifies small insertion and deletion mutations, along with single base pair mutations, the new tool can quickly and seamlessly create a more complete picture of a full human genome with little effort. So, in other words, they're going to replace, obviously, parts of the human body with, scientific microchips and things like that people are going to allow them to put inside of them, but they're going to manipulate humans' DNA codes. The process of high throughput sequencing has been widely available since the early 2000s, but scientists initially lacked the ability to interpret the data being collected. Over the years, different technologies have begun to help researchers analyze some of these larger data sets, but the complete picture has consistently remained elusive. Researchers from Harvard's School of Public Health, where early versions of DeepVariant have been tested, say the tool could go a long way toward helping scientists unravel some of the most difficult parts of the human genome. For years, scientists have struggled with distinguishing small mutations from random errors generated during the sequencing process, specifically in repetitive portions of the genome. Scientists have theorized that many of these mutations may have direct links to various diseases or cancer. So these are the seeds that they're going to plant to get people on board with, one, thinking that this is the type of technology that we need, that this is the technology that is for the betterment of society, how science is going to help man evolve, right? This is all stuff that they've been planting seeds for a long time. Now they could bring in stuff like, well, it's, now we'll figure out how to cure cancer. Now, with this and letting us manipulate your DNA strands, we can prevent you from getting Alzheimer's, cancer, AIDS, whatever they feel like saying. And people will be on board. And they're going to call people like us insane because they've already told everybody what? Christians are crazy. We believe in a fake guy in the sky. We believe in a book written by men. This is all the stuff that they've been planting seeds to get people away from God with for a long time. So when Bible prophecy is being fulfilled before our eyes, the reason that people don't see it, and I know all of you out there, just like me, you go, how stupid can people be? How can they not see it's being fulfilled? Because they don't want to see it. They've been conditioned to think that it's fake. But for those of us who have eyes to see and ears to hear, we see Bible prophecy being fulfilled right in front of our eyes right now. It says for years, researchers have attempted to analyze these readouts by using a variety of different software programs. However, these tools typically use machine approaches that relied on simple statistics to identify mutations by ruling out certain read errors. This is when researchers from Google's Brain team decided to step in, developing a new tool that could focus on developing advanced AI techniques that could collect millions of high-throughput reads and feed that data through a deep learning system to help interpret it in an effort to avoid the errors that other tools produce. The Google Brain team continued to adjust the model until it can interpret all the sequence data with high accuracy, essentially through the use of deep learning techniques that could automatically train the system to perform better. The team believes that the tool could be used to begin establishing the genetic links between various diseases and cancers, considering that many doctors already use family history when diagnosing and treating patients. Imagine a world where your entire sequence genome could be analyzed by artificial intelligence. I'd like to not imagine a world where my entire sequence genome could be analyzed by an artificial... I'm good, thank you, I'll pass. I'd rather just die. How's that? Doctors may be able to identify specific risk factors for each individual patient and begin treatment regimens to help prevent diseases and cancer before they even begin to take shape in the body. So these are the types of things they're going to manipulate people with to get them on board. As the group moves forward with their research, the next step is to begin mapping these genetic variants so that doctors can begin to use that knowledge to identify life-saving therapies. Google has already begun to invest heavily in machine learning techniques and AI technologies, as both will be needed to help take medicine to the next level. Okay, so there's various stories and articles out there which some go into more detail about it if you're somebody who reads up on transhumanism, artificial intelligence, on DNA sequencing, and those types of things. I try to summarize it as simply as I can. Just think about the dangers of doing this. God created us all differently, right? We all have our own DNA sequence. Well, not for long. Not when these people are going to be manipulating it. And people out there are going to go, what's the big deal? Who cares? I mean, they don't even care what gender people are anymore, right? Oh, I don't care. I was born with a penis, but I identify as a light bulb. What? Yep. Okay, great. You think people are going to care about stuff like this? They're going to be told that they could be better, right? Because remember, that's all they constantly push. Be better. Exercise all day. Become, work hard, play hard, right? Be the best at everything you could be. All of these like slogans and catchphrases that they market to you, it's all pushing towards transhumanism. It's getting people to want to be perfection, right? When we know the only perfect person that ever lived was Jesus Christ. Nobody else. Well, they believe and they want people to believe that they can be perfect, and this will be a tool that'll help them become perfect, to achieve things they never thought they could achieve, to be limitless, to have no boundaries. Do all these catchphrases sound familiar? Because you'll hear them day in and day out. Reach your maximum potential, huh? All this stuff that really doesn't make much sense. People have it beaten into their head. They regurgitate it like they get it. You got to go out there. You got to dream big. You got to maximize your potential. What does that mean? I mean, go as hard as you can. I mean, sure. But you know what I mean? People don't even know what they're saying or they're regurgitating. And this is to prepare them for this. They're going to want this. They're going to beg for it. People out there go, like I always say, they think everything is going to be forced onto them. It's not going to be forced. It's subliminally planted in people's heads to want these things. Through mind control, the elites are going to get everything that they want. All this stuff is going to go down through manipulation and mind control. And that's the one thing people out there don't believe is real. They believe that they're freely making decisions and they're freely acting. Everything that they're doing in their day-to-day life, they're doing based on some way that they've been manipulated. Whether it's a person in their life, the TV, the choices that they think they're making is an illusion. So people are going to be going on board with this. So be aware. If you're someone out there as a teen that thinks this type of enhancements in technology is good, it is not. It is dangerous. And it serves us no purpose. But of course, they're going to say this is the evolution of man and science becoming one. And, there won't be cancer. Everything will be perfect. That's part of the psyop. Don't fall for it. They have the cure for cancer. They created cancer. Want the cure for cancer? For starters, stop dumping this stuff on us from the skies and stop putting chemicals in all our food. What do you think some of these guys lived to be 100 for? Rockefeller, Bush, Jimmy Carter. These guys don't get sick. Come on. We know why they don't. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.